man. Usually my Wi-Fi is like 30 seconds behind on the loop. मेरे को भी upcoming दिखा रहा है. You keep refreshing the page, it should show up.
Wait, hold on. Are you not able to make the?
Can somebody? Huh?
Can you make the stream?
I started the stream. It's not showing up as live. It's showing up as upcoming.
Oh, right. Okay.
That thing happens when you start the stream, so it should not be an issue. Ideally, people should be able to hear us already, but okay, it started for me now. Let's do audio check. Noble, can you do an audio check, please?
What's up? What's up?
If it's, I can't hear you.
No! Anyways.
Vivix, your audio sharing is not audible. Your audio sharing is not on. You're not audible.
Oh, thank God.
Just check it, please. That. So, until then, I'm quickly gonna share the link here. Okay, we are live and we are here. Hello and welcome everyone to the Indian Racing League. Minasan konnichiwa to Japan, the only figure of 8 circuit on the F1 calendar. Shima-san here, joined by Noble Gartha and Vifix Qatar. Hello. Good morning, Abhinav-san. Nice to see you. Noble Gartha-san, are you here?
Yes.
Till we wait for Vifix Qatar-san to be audible. Noble Gartha, how do you find this circuit?
Hello, and welcome back to the round 4 of the Indian Racing League. Not sure what division it is because it's only one. Yeah.
It's just the race, yeah.
Yes.
The season that we have, sorry for that. Yes, so it is round 4 and the yellow flag indicator is going berserk as usual, as is the mark of a good quality game, as I believe Deadly Mosquito had a car in his way without a front wing for some reason. But yes, we have 5 cars who at a lap time as of now. Noble, what's your pick for pole? Who's your pick for pole, brother?
Oh, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to put my money on Domitor.
Down in P6 right now, and Deadly Mosquito has a car ahead of him going slow, and he's had a spin because of it, and that's the end of his lap. It looked to be a decent lap for him until then, but that's the end of that. Unfortunate for him, he will not be setting a lap right now. So your money's on Domitor, Noble?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown a lot of pace around here. Like last season, we had Japan. I'm not sure which season it was, but he was super fast. Even on a grid where we had more Scooter, Shriko, and myself, he managed to get a podium.
I think that's season 10 then, Noble. That's a nice memory that I... Yes, we had to use F1 World Cars in that race as well, I remember.
Yes.
Because, you know, Codemasters make such quality games that you can't even use the official F1 cars.
Well, it's been a year and we still have the same issue.
Minor oversight, you know, that you can't use the official cars, but we proceed fourth nonetheless. Domitor is improving by almost 8.5 times on his personal best. His personal best is not very fast right now. He should look to improve, as I hope Vifix is audible now to the stream. If somebody in stream can please let me know if he's audible. Then we can proceed fourth, otherwise we can request him to make some more changes. Domitor moves up to V5.
Yeah, Metakuru sup.
Can one of you check in the stream if he's audible? Vifix, can you check kar lo? Dekh lo. One of you check.
Anyhow. Yep, I am audible.
You're audible. Great to know. Great to know. Perfect. As we see Falcon on his lap. So, I think the established few at the top have been F17, of course. I am Rahul. And I think the newcomers joined them here in that little pack is Shrivats. He was fantastic at Baku, and Falcon is also in that group, but
Yeah,
we made a
meanwhile, I'm just
mistake.
watching Nupshin, who I do have a slight wager with on because I do run R&D for a few of the guys on the side. Um, and if he doesn't get a top two here today, he kind of owes me favors. So, hopefully for his sake, he can get a good lap in. He has been
He
sweating
seems to
his
be
life
good
out.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, he is in P4 at the moment,
He is.
so it's hopefully only onwards and upwards for him from here on. As we see Falcon coming up to the end of Sector 2, the car gets out of the way. I think that might be Domithor. You can't really know with all these F1 World cars, but into the Casio Triangle, the penultimate chicane, the last chicane rather, for one last time in this lap. Coming up to the line, DRS is going to be open for him, and it's going to be P4. He used an option. So, it's actually quite a gap up
On
front.
cue, Nupshin just gaps.
So, Deadly
Meanwhile,
Mosquito
we
starting his lap.
have.
Why don't you take us through that, Vivix?
All right, here we go for Deadly Mosquito into turn one. Could have taken maybe a little more, a little later on the brakes there. Now easy enough to get it through the S section. Could have taken more of the inside curve at the first section. Here you don't need to gear shift anymore because the car has so much traction. Just being a bit lenient with their turn in right now. Not really chucking the car up out into Degner 1. Downshifts. Here the Logan Sargent moment into Degner 2. Will he? Yes, he does, but he does manages to keep the car on track. Very easy to invalidate there. In through the hairpin into third gear. This is normally taken in second gear on this game as he's lost traction there, and that should probably be the end of that run. But if he is continuing, that car will have to get out of his way as he comes up through Spoon. Now in through there, just took a too tight a line into entry, compromises his exit. You want to be wide out and then fast, and then wide in and then fast out compared to every other corner in racing. Now through a corner where we still don't know whether you can take it flat or not. 130R, the car ahead of him is really not giving him much breathing room as he goes through the Senna and Prost corner. Looks to be a decent enough lap, a 29.8 to begin with, although a lot of improvement there from
Well, he's
just the
had
naked
trouble
eye.
with traffic on both of his flying laps. That is remarkable bad luck for him. But yeah, that's unbelievable. Very unfortunate for Deadly Mosquito. He is currently P8 with a
Oh
129.882.
my god, this one.
As what's happened, Noble? Something.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that
think I've just
mosquito
seen
just
one.
went over the curb and spun.
Oh, is that Deadly
Sonic is
Mosquito?
left.
Yeah. Okay, fine. If you can please send him an invite. As I have a look at Shah 2224, who is going through 270R, and let's have a look at what he can do on his lap. Most of the drivers have set a lap time. We are waiting for the likes of Shah, Sonic Hawk, who's disconnected, and URL Basil
The
to go for a lap.
great
As
URL Basil.
Wow.
oh, that's a moment for Shah, and that's a broken front wing, and that is the end of his attempt. So,
Now, he is on the wheel now, Basil, if anyone is wondering why he's here. I mean, not that he was going to achieve anything anyway. Uh, when I look at URL Bottle, I mean Basil's career so far in league racing, it is definitely like his idol, Lando Norris. Speaking of Japan and idols, Chips, what's your favorite Japanese idol?
well, I'll differ from commenting any further. As I have a look at Shivat's finishing his lap, he does improve his time, but not his
Sen
position.
7 has been on an absolute blinder here. Look at that. He goes 28-1. So that's nearly a second clear.
That's crazy.
Mind you, that is 9/10ths clear of the next driver. I don't
Yeah,
think it's going to
so-
be a competition today, guys. In terms of pace, there's going to be no competition for Seven apart from himself. It's a matter of
Well, wait,
how.
no, let's not count them chickens. A lot of guys didn't get a lap in there, a good lap. A lot of people are still in the 30s, and that is, you will go faster in F1 22 than the 130. So, this game does remind me a lot of F1 22 in a lot of ways. So,
Well,
let's-
please don't disrespect F122 like that. Please. At least it was a reasonable game. I'm not gonna give it any favors either, but it was fine compared to this.
I like this one more than this, honestly.
Noble, I think you may need to assess your judging skills a little more then in that case, because this
Yeah,
is not
maybe.
something that somebody should subject themselves to under any for any reason. Nonetheless, let's have a look. Most people are in the pits. We have Falcon on another flying lap going through the S's.
So he had a bit of a
Took a
moment
bit
there.
of curb
Just
there,
even
yeah.
for the off-board, I can tell
Yeah,
he
took a bit
just
of
had
curb there.
slight bit of a moment. Although, given you have so much traction on this game, you only are really losing a tenth there. That's pretty much the only loss. Any other F1 game would have been in the barrier almost. But this game is much kinder. He's very safe through Dagner 2,
I think he's a
going
bit
into the hairpin.
troubled from his attempt last time round, but I think he should be looking to creep into the 120.
Fun fact, you can flick spin the car through that hairpin, which is actually the fastest way to go around that corner if you could actually execute it consistently enough, which nothing in this game is consistent, so
And Jishnu think that's a good lap by 7. Good is, I think, putting it lightly there. Almost a second head clear of the next driver. I think that's
and look at that
a little
Falcon
better
with
than good.
a
Purple middle sector.
purple middle sector, but then again, is that the real purple middle sector though? Because the timer, like, what a great game this is where the timer doesn't work.
Mind you, this has been the case since, I believe, the very first F1 game on the new engine, and there you go. It's a 128.5.
Yeah, so that was definitely not the purple middle.
So he does make his way into the 128s, but he is still
Yeah, I feel
almost
like
one
there's
and a
going
half
to be a
tenths.
barrage of last runs, and the good thing with Suraj is that he can basically go for it now. Any improvement that he makes is just moving the goalpost. Everyone else has to sort of get their lap in now.
Well, I think one of the contenders for that will be I am Rahul 15, who is
Abdul is.
currently
I don't know
P4.
what he's doing. Oh, that. Ooh,
What's up?
Abdul.
What's happened there?
Ooh, he just went on the racing line as Sid Venkatesh was coming up to turn 1. I don't know what that was. He went wide off of the line. There's no one there. As soon as he saw a car coming, he just came back onto the line. So I don't really know what that was.
I think Sid Venkatesh has backed out of that attempt. So we have I am Rahul on a lap. So Noble, why don't you take us through the lap?
Yep, sure. Turn 1, he breaks around where the inside curb ends, and now into turn 3, flat out, use the curb a bit, that's good, and once again, you have to be super efficient on the throttle, be as fast on the throttle as possible. Turn 7 is fully flat out, and he loses it.
Oh, how has he not DNF'd that he hit that wall? And
Oh wow.
I would say breakneck speed, but given things that have happened around that corner, that would be a bit distasteful. So, and rope maxing speeds.
We have 7 on an out lap. That is the end of qualifying for Rahul. He cannot improve because he has no end plate.
And that
So-
that could spell harm for him because Japan's a track. Even if you have great race pace, if it just takes so much effort because there's only one DRS zone and the rest of the track is pretty much one line because the cars nowadays are so big. The Japanese,
it's very hard to read.
it hasn't been something in Japan hasn't been this huge since Fat Man was dropped onto them.
Well, let's get back to the racing at hand here. We have Deadly Mosquito. For his sake and for everyone's sake watching, I hope that he is not impeded on his.
It would be, oh God, I just see two cars ahead on the track map.
I don't think there
This-
will be an issue. Ideally, there shouldn't be. As I think he had a
backed
little
up.
lock.
That's a very weird.
He doesn't have another. He doesn't have an
Yeah, he
attempt.
doesn't have enough fuel.
He needs to go for it. He just needs to go for it regardless. He doesn't
Yeah, but
have
he's definitely coasting.
time to start another lap. Yeah, he is. So, I'm not sure. Maybe he's just not confident with his attempt as we have a yellow flag in the last sector. I think that's
Akshay
people
about to
just.
start his lap. Shrivats is on his lap. I am Rahul. Yeah, retires. I hope
Reasonable.
he didn't do that on track.
That's no, it's in the
was
pits.
also
That's fine.
as well.
That's fine. So,
Shrivats is on his lap. Nupchan directly behind him. Viper speeds cross the first sector is not improving. Domithos started his lap. Shrivats is about to hit the sector 1 time zone. Actually, Domithos going to hit it before him. So Domithor does a 32-1 through the first sector. Let me follow Shrivats. He does a
32-2.
32-2. And Navshin is about to come up to the checkpoint. Let's see. A 32-1, which is purple. Hopefully that's like actually purple and it ain't deceiving us.
Let's have a look at Domithov's checkered flag is out. That is the end of qualifying. Nobody else can start a lap. All those on a lap can complete their flying laps. So Domitor through Spoon looks to be in control of his car. What about Shivats? Okay, somebody's jumped up to P6. That's Deadly Mosquito. Finally gets a clean run in. Congratulations to him. Shivats gets a decent run
does the
as
sector
well.
1. He's a 32-0 through the first sector. 12-2 from Domitor. Where is Shrivats? Shrivats with a 12-1. So now, all on Nuption. What is he going to do through the sector splits? He does a 12-1. It's slightly quicker than... As Domitor goes P5, Shrivats goes P3,
he stays P3.
And Nuption is gonna...
Oh, he's made a mistake at the last...
no, I think that's just a step out.
Maybe it is. P4.
And he goes P4. Meanwhile, what's Smith? Smith was on a... He was on a flyer in Sector 1. Let's see what he does in Sector 2.
Well, he's up by 8 tenths. That'll get him ahead of Nuption. That'll get him ahead of Nuption.
And we haven't even factored in the last sector yet. This corner is very tricky though in this game. That curb wants to spin you out all the time.
That's a nice run.
Someone's already knocked over the bollard.
Well, let's see what he can do.
28.
P3.
He goes 28-8. P3. That is nicely done from Smith. Let me just at this point say that Nuption's best lap in time trial is 2 seconds faster than that. So L choke plus ratio.
What about URL Basil? What can he do? He will go up to P13.
Yep.
That is the end of qualifying.
I would say he would have done better on a controller, but I don't want to lie.
Yeah. And that is the end of qualifying. And with that, we see F17 on top by almost 4.5 tenths. Smith Shah in P3 with a last lap dash right there. Shrivat's not too far behind him in P4, Nupshan in P5, Rahul in P6. I think he could have done better. Domitar with a decent effort to go P7, Mosquito in P8, Viper Speed P9, a very good effort by him there as well, and Sid Venkatesh in P10. Outside the top 10 we have Sonic Hawk, Abdul, Basil and Shah. So Sonic Hawk, I don't think he got a proper lap in. Did he? I don't think he did.
I think that is a lap. He did. He left around the halfway point of this session, so I think he would have gotten a lap in. Whether he did a safe lap then, I don't know, but
it's a bit doubtful. I don't think that's his. Given the pace we saw from him in Baku, it was. I think we would have expected a little more from him, but let's see. Anything's possible in the race. Jishnu saying if it was D1, the pole would have been 27.6. So fix is that around about what you think would have been possible for a potential D1 race if there was one?
I don't want to underestimate the actual good qualifiers, so I think they can take it even lower than that.
Well, see.
Yeah, maybe a 47G or 2.
See, the Nobles like got that confidence about him. He got that swagger.
Noble's confidence. So Jishnu, you may want to rethink your expectations of D1 a little faster. But we have the race start coming up. Would you like me to do it? Would you all like to take it over?
I think it would be fine if you do it. I will watch from the back to see if there are any incidents. You can follow the front.
Absolutely. Alright, so Noble, you can follow somebody in the midfield. I think that would be a nice even distribution
our human centipede done right there.
Well, let's have a look. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. 1 light is missing ahead of all the drivers, and it's gonna be lights out and they're off. It's a good start for F17, but a lot of wheel spin for everybody by the looks of it further behind him. Falcon is a decent launch. Shrivats and Smith, and somebody's on the grass. Somebody's on the grass there, and
I'm pretty
that
sure
is
was
an option trying to go around the outside of Shrivats, but he can't really do anything at that point in time. I see a lot of people on mediums wheels have a look at that.
To break out.
Yes, Suraj already.
Sonic and Deadly are going side by side into turn 4. And there was almost contact. Now the single file nature of this track is gonna start to play into strategy.
Around the
I'm
outside of turn 6.
I'm surprised no one took that gamble of starting on
And
softs
Shrivats
because
is very close to Smith. Nuption is very
no
close to him.
shots completely on the
Oh,
outside there, and there
there's
is
somebody who's had a moment. That's Sonic Hawk who's
contact.
had a
That's
moment.
Sonic. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's going for a dive at the hairpin. I wonder who that is. That might be I am Rahul on Nuption. Yes. That is I am Rahul attempting a move on Nuption. So the top 7 at this point in time are all on those medium tires. Deadly Mosquito instead on the hards and everybody else on the mediums as well. So the top few are not separated by much. Look at Falcon. He's closed up right behind Suraj. And he might attempt a move, into the chicane.
It's going to be insane, and if these two are smart, they're gonna want this gap immediately because DRS is on. Well, technically from lap 2, but
mind you, they have history. Mind you, Bifix, they have history. As they go into the chicane, let's have a look.
And,
7 locks up.
Nobody takes out the bollards yet. Which is a bit disappointing.
Give it another lap, Bifix. Give it another lap.
No, they're gone. They're already gone. Okay,
They're gone?
They are gone.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's have a look. So Nuption not too far behind Shrivat. So I see Viper and Sid.
I think the guys right now should focus on just getting a few runs in. It's just you don't want to be the leader in this scenario.
The field is so packed up, Bifix. Why? I think people are going to make moves. I want people to make moves right now.
I think
give us some action.
This track
so Falcon is
single file racing.
So I think what's happened here,
because what you don't want to happen is if you go for an overtake on a guy and it don't work, you then don't want to just keep lagging behind.
Smith has made a mistake. Yeah, he's made a mistake. Or has he let people by? I think he's made a mistake there. I don't think he's let people by. That's not in his best interest there. Guys, I think that 7 has taken off some downforce for the main race. Because it makes no sense. He's really struggling in the corner.
Go down the inside of Smith. They almost come to blows. And this is what I said. A poor qualifying in Suzuka is going to leave you desperate. And it's going to be so tough for Iron Round to overtake as well. That hairpin is really his only chance because down the back straight, everyone's going to have DRS.
And not everybody's going to be very compliant. As I see, there's a mistake there for Shrivats, I believe, because Nuption and him are going side by side. Approaching the 130 yard, that's gonna be very interesting to have a look. Now Smith and Nuption are gonna go side by side. What's it gonna be? I think they're still gonna go side by side. Wow, fantastic racing there, and Rahul going for the dive as well. Rahul going for the
Rahul trying to fit his car in.
Rahul with the aggressive move, and he's made his way past Nuption.
Yep. But look at that. Look at what that's already done.
Oh, somebody had a spin. Mosquito.
That's Ridley. Yeah.
Okay, that's a 4-way battle down the main straight. Then Domitor going for the move. Domitor makes the move on Smith. Little touch of the grass there.
Interchanging positions here.
No, they don't.
Domitor was slightly wide.
Smith has gone wide, and that's the end of that. Domitor with a nice move.
Look at what that's done. Look at the gap between P2 and P3 already. So it's already a 2-horse race at the front.
Sonic Hawk with a 10-second penalty. Wow.
Ignoring yellows, so that's. I don't think that's anything.
10 seconds, Vifix. That's atrocious. How are you given a 10-second on your first offense? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
And Abdul and Sonic Hawk, I think. No, that's Shah, I believe. Sorry. What's going on here?
Yeah, now the problem for Rahul is that he really can't make inroads on 2 people for gaining like 4 to half a second to 4 tenths just on DRS alone. You're gonna have to start overdriving, and we all know what happens when you start to overdrive.
And is that Sonic and Sid Venkatesh side by side approaching Spoon Corner? That is, well, it was the case at least for a moment, as Sonic Hawk has got past Sid Venkatesh, but he does have that 10-second penalty looming on his head. Look at Rahul though. Up ahead, look at Falcon and 7. Well, we'll not focus on that. We'll focus on the battle for P3 right now. As Rahul, will he go for the dive here? He will not. He thinks better of it.
He doesn't want DRS. I don't know why they even made this a DRS zone, by the way. It's like 20 meters long. I have no clue.
Well,
they're trying to play the.
It's an easy move for Rahul. It's an easy move for Nuption. And there you go. For 2 moves on the main straight on the same lap. It is lap 4 of 27.
Rahul needs to break them if he has the hope of catching up to the front 2, because he needs to drive at his own pace.
Yes.
Because the front 2 are just going to keep exchanging positions or just not fight, because you don't want everyone else to catch up. That adds more variables to where you can finish.
Yes, true. Noble, you've not spoken in a while. Any views you have on what's going on? And what's going on here? Falcons made the move on 7.
That looked like a bad exit out of Degner too.
But they're still racing, they're still side by side, and 7 does get a reasonable exit, but it's not good enough to battle Falcon, at least not by the looks of it initially, but there you go. He makes his way past Falcon. What's going on here? So I'm quite certain that he's taken off some downforce for the race start because Falcon's just immensely gaining in the corners, but he's losing out on the straights.
Also, Chips, I have to say, the poll, whoever makes the polls, that guy's back. So yeah.
Well, I'm not sure there's too many guys you need to worry
Jump
about
on
it.
interactions. Jump
Yes.
on interactions.
We shall do so, but we'll focus on this for the moment as Falcon runs into the back of 7. Oh.
And now look at that. Now the entire
Rahul.
front 5 has cascaded again.
And Rahul might go for a move, you know. He has DRS, he has a slipstream, he might use some battery, but he's not doing so.
I think they know that earlier it was at least just 2 guys running away. If only 1 guy runs away, then it's going to be so difficult. That's Smith has.
What's going on here? There's multiple overtakes being made all across the field. Yep. Basil makes the move on Viper speed, and he's up into P9. And let's have a look. So the top 5. What's the gap between the top 5? It's 1.5 seconds.
Insider info from Rahman, Vishnu. Okay, cool.
And up front though, I wonder what happened to 7 there on the last lap because it's quite unlike him to make such mistakes.
Yeah, I think these guys just need a tutorial tip on how to Dagner. How to take Dagner.
Look how close Rahul got through the hairpin.
Really
That is, he's got the pace. He's making amends for his poor end to qualifying, and is he gonna go for a move here? He will not make it stick right now.
Falcon just burnt out his tires, was staying behind for too
Does
long.
he have damage? Do you think he has damage from that collision with that little tap with 7?
I wouldn't be surprised given the game, but I can't see anything visually, so until we can see anything, or if his mirror flies out of 130R, taking 130R one-handed.
One-handed, yeah. Well, let's see. We will. Only time shall tell. Falcon makes a reasonable exit.
They could make it a 7 up front. Because Smith and Domitor are in their kind of their own little battle, and then there's another battle between.
And Rahul makes his way past Falcon. I think Falcon did not get the best exit out of that corner, as we could see there. I was expecting to use a little battery.
Overtake Sonic, so let's see now for Baz. He's just trying to gain some experience. He's been doing that for 4 seasons now, if you ask him. 4 years now, sorry. Just trying to gain some experience. But look at how much he gained. He gained like 6 tenths on the guys ahead of him, simply because he wasn't fighting anyone into turn 1.
Oh, Domitor has a massive moment out of the S's, and he's lost it. And that is going to be a loss of 3 or maybe 4 positions. Yeah, there you go. He's down to P10, Domitor. That is a... Oh, horrific moment as well. Who's that? I saw another car going off the track there. That's Basil. Basil off the track. I think it's that Smith who's going a little slow.
I think we just realized that he was on stream. And you know how Basil is when people are spectating him. It's not.
And I see Rahul closing up to 7, who is...
Side fact, the age of consent in Japan is 13. I'll just put that out there.
Well, we do have 14 cars, so let's just keep changing the topic every possible moment. As an option very close to Shrivats, but up front...
No one's really attempting. Is someone going to go for the undercut here? Because you would think that even if Nupshan went on the undercut, he would easily get the lead.
But when do you pit? It's lap 7. When do you pit?
That is the question.
Nobody can make a move among the top 5. This so... Everybody has DRS, and 7 gets a reasonable exit every time out of the Casio triangle, so it makes no sense. Nobody can make a move. But I see as I say that Sonic Ox made the move on Basil. A yellow flag for somebody. Is that Deadly Mosquito? No, that's not Deadly. Why do we have a yellow flag? Is that Smith?
That's Smith. Oh. I think he just went into the
gravel there. Yeah. I think that has been the case. I think you're right.
Smith behind Basil.
Let's have a look up front. We shall focus on this battle because it is
single file.
Fantastic.
Very well disciplined, I must say. From a couple of seasons ago, when it used to be Dark Bomb City, I think everyone's realizing now that I can. These top 5 all will be banking that I can win this race, unless Cody gives 2 people the same pit lane.
Well, it was.
All 5 of them are in.
And it was really fun. Yellow flag once again. Who's had a spin? That's Shah, who's under the bridge there. And yeah, you couldn't see him for a moment there, but there you go.
Yeah, it was as good as my favorite Japanese cartoons.
Okay. We should focus on this battle of P2. It is Rahul right on the back of 7, attempting a move into the last chicane. Will he attempt? He won't. He backs out a bit. I think he wants to
I'm
make the move
surprised
with the help of
nobody hit
DRS.
each other, especially since you have a combination of ABS on and ABS off guys here. And
I would like to know.
that is when the drama really starts, because if everyone had the same breaking point, then of course no one's gonna actually run into each other. But
As we
I
see,
wouldn't want to face Suraj in this case, because everyone's taking my DRS every lap, and also I'm burning my tires here and battery, and I'm so much more likely to get undercut.
yes, indeed. Well, judging the battery situation, it's okay. Shah in the pits, the first of the drivers to make their pit stop
I
is
think
Shah.
I think that's for damage.
Yeah, he does have damage, but let's see. He is still the first driver to make a pit stop. Falcon is falling back. I see Falcon not having the same pace right now as the top two because he's really falling back. He's over a second behind for a brief moment there.
In
But I
which
think,
case, Shrivats and
yeah.
Roshan will have, if they have any dreams, will have to.
So that effectively frees up Rahul. Oh, he's gone wide. Oh my word! And he's spun. And
he's
he
done that Sebastian Vettel thing from 2017, I think. When he had
2018, and he's but the thing
2018,
is, he's stopped in the middle of the road. Rahul, what's he doing? He's Sonic Hawk's retired. Why is he stopped on the track? That's a safety car.
Safety car, and everyone.
Why was he stopped on the track? I don't understand that, and I am gonna pick that up because he. Oh, that is Domithor with a penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. But I don't understand, Rahul. Was he trying to intentionally cause a safety car there?
I don't know.
That's
I don't even know why Sonic DNF'd.
Sonic. I'm not sure.
Let's just hope none of the leading pack are in the same pit box.
Well, let's have a look. I think I saw. No, I think everybody's fine, Vifix.
I think this is going to make it interesting because you will need to slightly tire conserve here.
The order has stayed as it is, and Sid Venkatesh has stayed out. Ideally, he should have pitted because he has a 10-second on his looming over his head.
I think he thinks he can get that removed.
Well, it is likely because it was caused due to Rahul being stopped on track. That is. And Rahul himself has stayed out, so he is in P3. He is behind his teammate. However, he needs to make another pit. He needs to make a pit stop. Oh, he's left the session.
He's left the session.
So that's resulted in everybody making a pit stop. And what's going on here? So Falcon will be.
So I'm just gonna say this. There is a glitch on this game called the desync disconnect glitch. If Rahul's got desync, if he gets back into this original lobby, there's a chance it's not going to let him take control of the car, because that's happened to me in a league race before. And the game will auto DNF him, and that might cause another safety car. So I'm just putting that out there in the universe.
Well, I think that signals how great of a game this is. F124 banners all around the track, and I think that shows to you the quality of the game.
Yeah, the Japanese, they don't skimp on quality, just read some of their literature, especially the modern ones.
Well, this throws a lifeline to Smith, who made a mistake.
Yeah, one question, why didn't Deadly pit? He is on 8-lap old hards.
Well, the thing is, with the hard runners, they really didn't have an option there.
I can understand why Sid, because he's at the front of the pack. And there could be another safety car late, but if you're 9th, you might as well pit.
What does he do? What does he do, Vifix? He will have to make another pit stop even if he pits right now. So his best interest might be just to extend this stint as much as he can.
I want to pit just to race. You'll be able to race. Even who knows what can happen when you're racing. Maybe people make mistakes.
Well, it's true, but I think that's their...
McLaren, who knows what can happen with bot strategy.
Well... Okay, Raman saying that his hotspot's given up, Rahul's hotspot is given up, and so is his AI, he's pitting? Oh. His AI has also decided to throw a spanner in the works and give him a pit stop. Now he is going to be last of the running cars, provided he can get out. Will he come out behind Shah? Will he be ahead of Shah? Because he's almost at pit exit, but I think he should be Yeah, he should be
I
behind
think
Stark.
Sid
So
being at the front of the pack is going to be interesting. I think who wins this race is going to boil down to how quickly they can clear Sid.
honestly, I don't think Sid is really going to be much of a deterrent to
And
the
it is for
progress.
position, it's not for.
Yeah, that is the case.
I mean,
So
with
Sid is usually he is quite compliant with the logic of the race. He doesn't really he knows how to pick his battles, and I think he knows
yeah,
quite clearly that Seven, Falcon, Shrivas, Noption, and Co are not his battle. They're not his race. I think his
Yeah,
race
I
is
like how you stopped at Nuption there when
well.
say the driver
Well,
was
there was
directly
a
being approached.
significant gap with all those behind options. So I'm speaking out of the what I've observed in the race. Well, okay, maybe even Baz could be a contender there for Sid race, but let's see.
Yeah,
I
and
think
you
Baz.
crossed the next safety car chips. There you go.
Okay.
Good on you.
What about Rahul though? Has he caught up? Well, rather, has his AI caught up? It has. So the safety car will be in this lap. I have no doubt about it. Sid, unfortunate that he has the penalty there. Well, it will
Do you
be.
think he'll get more feisty now that there's no pit stops?
Who are you talking about?
In terms of this general wheel-to-wheel racing that was going on,
What
do you
might
think he'll get
happen? Did
slightly frustrated?
Domithor? Oh, what happened to Domithor? He's just lost two
And then
places
Domithor's,
there.
okay.
Yeah,
I think
he's had a moment and
but
he's
he just
lost
got
two places.
overtaken by Rahul's AI there.
Yeah, he did. So,
Not exactly a moment of glory.
Vivix, I think it's really gonna come down to how these people approach their race. They have another, sorry, another 18 laps ahead of them
I think if it's like
once
really
they cross the
close,
line.
you don't want to be P1 going into the last lap.
Well, the last
You want
lap
to
is
be
a long
P2.
way away. The last lap is a really long way away there, Vivix. We have many laps to go. It's going to be a matter of the restart right now, and I'm going to be on board with Seven, who is looking to get the best possible restart. Sid Venkatesh is taking it sensibly. He's actually not giving himself the advantage that most drivers tend to give themselves. But I think Seven is going to go for a move around the outside. Willie, that's a very risky move to pull. Sid Venkatesh might give him the space. He does give him the space, and Falcon
But he
trying to
doesn't
attempt the
give
move as
Falcon
well.
the space. He doesn't
Yes.
give Falcon the space.
So that is
And
going
now
to
they
allow.
have to all be behind him through
And-
the slow parts. As Srinivas almost ran into Mayank there.
As Falcon with a little snap of oversteer there. This is gonna be interesting. Will Sid be able to keep up with Seven? What about Falcon? Where will Falcon attempt a move? Will Falcon attempt a move here? Degner is not the best place to attempt a move, Falcon, and he thinks against it. He thinks better of it. It makes sense. So Sid with a little lock up there. Sid with a little lock up. Okay, I see further back a lot of people locking up. Falcon not going for the move at the hairpin.
Oh,
Sid goes a
he's
little deep.
going for a move at the hairpin. It's
I think that's Noption and Smith.
yeah. It's
Or is it Noption and
Smith.
Shrivats? I think that's Noption and Shrivats will fix.
Yeah,
So Sid has lost a bunch of time to Seven.
yeah,
that is not
all
gonna
the
help
grip
out.
is needed through those like these long corners, long winding corners.
Oh.
As Falcon almost spins out there. That's what happens when you try to push too much.
And pushing too much
soon.
has
Those tires are gonna be colder than.
down to P6. What about Shrivats now? Shrivats is not really known for his aggression
Yeah,
per
that's
se.
enabled.
But who's that? He's going for a move. I think that's Falcon's going for a move on Smith, but I think he misjudged that. He did cause Smith to take the alternative line through there here to take evasive action, and I think that is Basil making a move on Falcon as well. So it's not really panned out too well. Shrivats going for the move
already a
on Sid
second.
V. Shrivats has made the move. He has broken free. He is now ahead of Sid Venkatesh. And what about Noption? Will Noption go for the move into the S's? He will.
Look at how much slower Sid is compared to the guys on the new hards.
Well, I think this is the battle to be looking out for Noption versus Sid Venkatesh. And I think Noption might attempt to move into the Degner provided he gets the grip, but he doesn't. So I don't think he
Someone
will.
actually pulls off a move at the Degners.
That's
then,
very impressive. That's mighty impressive if anybody attempts that. And is successful. People may attempt it, but they need to be successful about it. So Noption attempting a
This is not really
move.
going to be a contest. You can see how much more grip that Noption really has. Even though he's going offline, he's still gotten it. That just
And
goes
he's
to show
made
the
it
grip
stick.
difference. And Shrivats crucially has gotten within the second gap already.
Smith going for the
of
move
7.
as well. These two are rivals of Division 2 Season 9. And he goes off the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Smith Could not make the move stick there. He went wide through Spoon, but he's going to go for another move around the outside of 130. We saw this at the race start with Smith. Is he going to replicate that? Sid will give him the space and the respect, and there you go. What about Falcon? This time around, Falcon does make the move, but Sid is really fighting all those around him, but I think he has to. He does not have the
lot
pace.
of losing battles because
He doesn't have the grip, so I think that's the end of it for Sid Venkatesh.
Yeah, I think he should have just pit at the safety guard.
It's unlucky 13 for Sid as we see Viper Speed making a move on Deadly Mosquito. That's a neat move by Viper Speed. Haven't seen too many of those over the course of time, but that's a very neat move by Viper Speed. Shrivat's closing up to 7. He is
Shrivat's has
there,
the
thereabouts.
pace right
Yeah.
now. At least in this phase, he is. If you can keep up with the guy through sector 1, now he just needs to make sure that he doesn't overstep.
And have either of you sent Rahul an invite, guys?
I will try.
I thought you all had. Actually, I was.
It's not on my friends list, so.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, same.
Noble, we haven't heard from you in a while. We are. Oh, there you go. As you speak. Speak of it, but he is 11 seconds off the leading back. He will need a miracle. He'll need a lifeline to get him back in this race. Noble, you haven't said much. Any input you have on the race?
Yeah, I've seen Srivatsa gaining a lot of time on 7. A few laps ago, he was outside the DRS, and now he's within 6 tenths. So he's looking to have a good pace around here. Maybe even faster than 7 right now.
Yeah, and we'll see how much Suraj thinks because depending on how hard he defends here, it's gonna tell us how much of a threat he thinks this is. Because ideally, you just want to DRS swap with the guy because you're 1.7 seconds clear of P3 and then just fight it out in like the last 3 laps.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. And I don't want others to join that party. So you just have to keep it between yourself or just...
You just want to have an intimate moment with 2 people.
Viper with a penalty there.
He's learned from that mistake he made.
I think he's learned from the mistake with Falcon. They were battling really hard and they lost a lot of time to P3. So
Yeah, they should be mindful about their fighting and where they fight.
but I think as Vivek said, okay, do you think that Shrivats can be a proper threat? Do you think that 7 sees him as a threat in this race?
Obviously, he should.
Well, he should, but
time on him.
obviously you never know when another driver can work in tandem with you. So it's really a matter of choice. It will really come down to what their mentalities are in this point in time. Will they work together? Will they work against each other?
Has gapped P4 by a second.
Napshin with good pace, Vivek. I think that's your training has served him well, as he is.
Clearly not well enough. I mean, I think the
Well, he is closing up, so. Well, he is closing up, and mind you, the top 2 will fight. At some point in the race, they will fight, I feel. Shrivats is there or thereabouts. He is slowly gaining time.
He did, as soon as he said that, he had a moment coming out of the last turn and lost 2 tenths.
Well, I see Basil on the back of Smith. Will he attempt a move? I think Smith also has DRS, so I don't think it's going to be very feasible for him here. And he opts out of it.
Basil switched back to his controller during the safety because he was last, so now he's 5th.
Well,
Nobody knows. Really, nobody knows. But well, we can ask.
Find a way to bottle.
Yeah, we can ask him something along those lines later. As I saw Abdul Mosquito having a closer moment in turn 1. Basil on the back of Smith. So
Abhinav Sahni, another report incoming for UP Bickley board.
What?
well, Abdul is still in the race. So well, it's oh my word, Mosquito has a massive moment there. His front end just didn't turn. And he's on old tires.
Mosquitoes this rattled since they figured out the cure for malaria.
And he's gonna battle Domithor all the way into Spoon Corner. He's gonna go around the outside. Will he have the grip?
Look at the front. Look at the front. Look at them.
Yeah, the midfield got us a little excited there for a moment, but yes, 2 tenths separate the top 2. And Shrivats needs a good exit out of this chicane. Will he get it on this occasion? He will.
He
but
does.
and that's 7 with a moment.
Oh
light up.
Chat, let's light up then. He has absolutely lit up those rear tires. He was trying so hard to get on traction shifts. You can see it
And I don't think
from the
anybody's
offboard.
ever lit up tires as quickly as that since people discovered how to build campfires. But that is horrific for him. For a moment I was rendered speechless. I thought he was gonna go into the wall
And it's
at the pit
Nupshin
entry.
as well who passes him. So you can definitely, there's definitely some good team radio material there.
This will change
Well,
everything.
and yes, pointed out by Caesar, he is right behind Falcon, his rival from the race start, and from Bahrain, mind you, they have come together. So these two have history. And Seven will be frustrated. He will be upset as anything. Just ruining that moment, his lost opportunity, all that lost time.
Once he gave a penalty to a guy who came all the way from last place to win at this very track. And I'm not gonna say that karma catches up to people, but karma catches up to people. That was skill issue on that occasion.
Well, Seven was comfortably in the lead, and now he is in P6. And thanks Mala for that.
We still have a lot of more races to go till the end of the championship, but if
This
he
is,
was in that
yeah.
top two, he would have
Yeah, and he
gained
doesn't
a
even
lot
have
of
his
points.
teammate. He doesn't even have his teammate to back him up right now. I'm Rahul.
Yeah,
To win a championship, you need the support of the team.
No, but
And
championship
Viper
as well
Speed-
is his teammate.
Guys, Viper Speed is showing some great pace. He's really come alive in
By
this
the way, guys,
race.
Nupshin
Rahul
might be
is the
unleashing right now because he has gained 4/10 ever since he had spun. So maybe this was the master plan all along.
And okay, so let's see. Basil is still in the mix here with Smith. Smith is.
Yeah, they're fighting for podium now all of a sudden.
This is the last podium position
Suraj
here.
would still get a podium here. You never know. He's only down 6th. He luckily didn't crash into the pit wall, as you said, Chips.
Yeah, that was very
But
scary.
look at Nupshin. He knows this is a chance for him. He was denied so cruelly in Baku. And he can smell it.
Well, he can absolutely smell it. He can sniff it. He is just outside DRS range right now. So
Yeah, once he gets in, what would you do if you're Shrivas? Would you try and push right now to make sure he doesn't get in, or would you try and conserve so that you have battery left to battle?
No, just keep him outside the 1 second window. That's what we have to do.
and look at Seven. He's on the back of Falcon. Seven could still attempt to move. Seven is still in this race. He still has
But now
many
it's
laps
gonna
to
be
make
so
amends.
much more difficult. He has
Oh, Falcon going for the move on Basil. Falcon goes for the dive there. Seven locks up to avoid making serious contact there. As
I'm gonna keep lap
Falcon,
time watch of the top two.
yeah, I think you can do that.
Times they're doing.
So Basil on the back of Falcon, he will be cross with that. That was a very well, but Falcon will be quite happy. It's a legal move that he's done there.
Did his best lap of the race in a 32.3 there, but Nupshin, who was in the 32.5, just loads the 32.1 as soon as he sees opportunity.
Well, I think
That is
Noption has pace in reserve. He's really just not unleashed his true potential yet. Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
should.
he was saying he's tired.
Should this be the point where he unleashes his pace? Because
I think this
once.
is the point. I think he had slight moment, by the way, coming out to Degner too.
Oh,
so
is that
that's-
Viper?
Oh, what's happening with Viper? Speed.
Yeah, any time in a race when I've mentioned that he's doing really well, it's just like clockwork.
Yep.
And,
And Nupshin on this lap didn't gain enough advantage in Sector 1, so his car has more downforce on it. So quicker through Sector 1, you can see how much he gains just through spoon, to see how much downforce he has of an advantage. And then in the straight line he's going to lose. But of course if he gets into
oh my
DRS,
word, that's Basil with a moment, and that's 7 unleashed. So Basil down to P6 and
versus
7
Mayank yet again.
once again. This time around, will he go for another move here, Falcon? Smith should cover the
This is
inside
very
because
bold.
it is
This
risky.
very bold. These moves
Yeah,
are
it's risky
very
to-
bold.
It's risky to leave the door open there, Smith. I think you should cover the door next time round, but I think
Moment, there is slight squiggle there from Falcon.
he's got the move done though. I think Falcon's got the move made.
DRS, yes.
Is he? Does he though?
Smith-
Actually, does he?
Oh, that
Not
is
right now.
brilliant from Smith. The way he positioned his car there.
That's Fernando Alonso style, making your car as wide as possible. Giga
Yeah,
Alonso,
meanwhile,
as we know.
Srivats is starting to break now from the option, so maybe we shouldn't have hyped him up that much.
1.7.
Well, we really haven't written anybody off. This is still anybody's race. There's a battle for the podium and there's a battle for the win here. Provided that Nuption can unleash his hidden pace as Mosquito with the fastest lap and Falcon very close at Degna 1.
As we stop hyping him up, he just gains 3 tenths in a corner.
Anything's possible, guys. Absolutely anything's possible. Don't write anything off, including that MI ringtone. That brings back memories of traveling in a Bombay local. As something's happened to Falcon there, he has
exit coming out of the airplane.
Yeah, he's had a moment that's going to give Smith a little bit of breathing room. That's going to give Falcon a headache because look who's right behind him. It is 7 once again and Rahul and Shah. So Shah on the grass. Rahul makes the move there. And look at the overspeed that 7 has. He's going to go for a move into 130R down the inside, and that is move made, sealed and delivered. Thank you very much. Falcon has to settle for P5 for the moment.
He's gonna settle for it. Meanwhile, this is just giving Smith an extra lifeline. Chips is what I meant to say.
I think it has. You know, provided he can keep these two battling behind him, he has a podium on his hands. Provided he can do that, though. It is going to be tough.
Yeah, but Falcon had a really bad last sector because look at how much time he's lost. Upfront the gap is like fluctuating between 1.4 to 1.7.
Do you think his tires are
I mean, everyone has the same life, but
they have the same life, but
tires in the first stint too, if you remember. So I think Baz would do well it would serve him well to get past as soon as possible, if he can.
That's true.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Falcon almost went
He's outside
the gravel trap there at Dagna 1. Meanwhile, Nuption
is
almost there.
Dangerously close to DRS. So Shrivats needs to pick up the pace. Nuption needs to pick up the pace. Because we all want to see a race. Well, that all rhymes. Lovely. Well, it's all impromptu.
One of the Omal rhymes of all time.
Absolutely. Yes, 7 he is not within DRS range of Smith. That's a shocker.
Has Smith pulled a grenade? Has he pulled a pin?
The thing is,
was he just doing this?
The thing is, Vifix, he's lost time to an option, so it's not necessarily as black and white as we see it.
Just be an option is just driving. He's the fastest man on track right now with the guys on hards, because I think Mosquito is the fastest, given he has fresh mediums. 32.3 versus a 32.
Mind you, I just would like to take a moment while we have a look at this for the moment. Falcon and 7, that's going to be a straightforward move for Falcon. He makes the move into P4. 7 is...
7 now.
Yeah.
Now. I think the more they see Smith chase off into the distance, the more they realize we're fighting for the title here. And 4th and 5th is only 2 points at the end of the day, but it's a major... Any points as Suraj. Oh, what's happening to Suraj now? He's just lost it all of a sudden.
Is it possible that he's overcooked his tires?
I think both of them have. Look at how much closer tires. Look at how much Smith has streaked off in the distance. He's not driving much faster than he was.
So for 7, he's had that.
In fact, if you look at it, Domitor has gained like a second on him in the last few laps.
Keeps locking off. That's what hurts his tire. Look at that, he's almost out of the
at this point, he is out of DRS. This is not going well for him. Did he try and put the tire back in its operating range too soon after he had that moment? And now he's suffering for it.
I think that's what's happened here, yeah. Because it is possible that he's overcooked his tires. His tires have definitely overheated. He's had that spin and then he's had to really push past Baz and Falcon. So, and I don't think his tires are in the proper operating window right now as he goes so deep into that corner, and I think Basil is going to get him down the main straight.
Yep, this is academic at this point, elementary, old school, rag him and tag him.
As Basil goes for the move.
Straightforward as you like. And there you go. 7 is down to P6, so the race has really gone backwards for him now.
He's really managing this well. Anytime he sees that gap go down, he just drilled in his personal best of the race. Every single time he sees it go down to a dangerous amount, he is drilling in personal best after personal best, so he
However, as you
doesn't.
say that, Nuption's really close the gap. I think this is the closest he's been the
Navsha,
whole race
you
to
only need
Shrivas.
like one or
Oh,
two goals here.
yellow,
It's
yellow.
very. Oh,
That's
that's
Domithor.
Domitor. He was
That,
going well as well. He was.
yeah.
With the way Suraj has
Mind
fallen
you,
off,
yeah.
he was on pace to catch him by the last lap.
Mind you, there's one driver who's still not made that pit stop. It's lap 22 of 27. That's Sid Venkatesh. He is still
Going
soldiering
for
on
the. Oh,
21 lap old
yeah, so he's
hard
definitely going for the
tires.
fastest lap. He won't get the
Yeah.
point.
You
But
could still hold out for a
hoping for the
very late
safety car.
safety car. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You never know. As we saw, we didn't expect Seven to have a spin. We didn't expect to have a safety car, but there you go. We had both of those. And I think you're right, Vifix. He does pick up the pace. He's really
What is he drilling this time? He
up
drills
there.
in a 32-3. Navshan drills in a 32-2. But it's not enough, is it? He needs to have like one lap where he gains like a bit. I would just burn like a slight amount of my ERS more just to get within that 1 second. And then just. Because once you get in that 1 second, it's not like an AI that's not gonna make an error. People get nervous, they get flustered. I would try and fluster. Meanwhile, Falcon has got back
Yeah,
up to speed.
Falcon's caught up to Smith. Yeah, Domithor in the pits. Vifix, you did predict a P2 for Nuption. So,
No, I said he has to get a top two. That's
top
the
two,
wager.
yeah. So, top two, he has fulfilled that criteria right now. Let's see if we can do anything more. As I think now it's going to be Falcon under threat from URL Basel, who will also want a slice of that podium cake, which Smith is happily enjoying right now. I don't think Seven's really. He doesn't have the tires right now, and he doesn't have the gap to go for the fastest lap either.
Look at
So
that, he locks off again.
it's just damage limitation for Seven here. He just needs to get as
Yeah, his
many
tires
pits home
are
as possible. Yeah,
his tires are cooked.
he doesn't need to worry though because the driver behind him is his teammate, 7 seconds behind, and he also has a penalty. So all Seven needs to do is just bring it home now. It doesn't make sense to push and risk it as Basil just had the moment there, trying to push too hard. That is what could happen. Once again, it's very easy to lose the rear end if you
But
push
you
too hard.
can't really overtake 130R. He's gonna have to. Basil's wise. He shows him the outside, the part of the track that has grass on it.
And Falcon does not get a particularly great exit, but he has a lot of battery to play with.
Left.
Yes, 4 laps left. It is lap 24 of 27. And Falcon with immense overspeed, trying to go for a move around the outside on the grass. Smith racing him.
Again. He has mastered the art of the turn one defense, but Falcon side by
Oh.
side, they go through. That was close, but that was just on the limit, I'd say.
Yeah, that's. Oh, I'm not gonna enjoy judging that. Should that show up for me? But oh wow, that's close racing between them for sure. Up front, Nuption and Shrivas, the gap is there or thereabouts.
It's a seesaw.
Well, it's just it's a proper seesaw. That's better than the wood I was thinking of in my mind. But Nuption is he gets close and then he just can't make too much of it because Shrivas pulls out a gap. What's happened?
Oh, Basil had a big moment.
Oh, yeah, that
Like,
is-
he has just. Yep, wouldn't live up to his namesake if it didn't do that.
Well, I thought I imagined that seeing a car on the grass, but never mind. It was actually Basil having a massive moment there. Seven is losing time. It's really just damage limitation for him. And Smith and Falcon, this is.
I think Shrivats, by the way, has made the decisive break.
Yeah, I think he's really picked up the pace here. However, mind you, in trying to push too much,
32-3 was
Anything's possible.
32-5, and I think that's been the case for the last two laps. So,
what about Smith and Falcon?
Threat from behind. Look at Baz, he's almost already back up to where he was. What has happened to Suraj here? I really can't make heads or tails of it.
It's
He looks
tire
so
temps.
mega.
Vifix, it's
And then
tire
he
temps. That is what it all boils down to. He does not have the tire temps in the window that he
There's no one in
wants.
front of him right now. He should try and cool them down at
Sid
least for a bit.
Venkatesh, after a monster stint on those hard
Yeah,
tires,
he
has
has
finally
finally
made his
thrown
pit
it down.
stop. And he could still score points. You never know. People ahead of him do have penalties, and he is not that far away from the points either.
How
So
irritating must it be from this Navshan POV right here? You just can't get close to the guy. You see him every time take the corners.
Smith has a lot of grip right now. Smith is very, very close to making a move. He might actually go for it into the
If he
hairpin.
gets that nice
Aggressive
block pass
move,
there.
yeah. And I think he's made it stick, or has he? Because they're
Ooh,
still side
Yellow
by
giving
side
a bit
here.
of space
And I
there.
think they're going to go side by
Such
side
a
through
great
270R.
result
Let's
here.
have a look here. No, I think Smith has fallen back a little bit. While look
That
who's
brings
joined the
Suraj
party.
into the party, yeah.
F17. And Smith is there or thereabouts. Basil's a little too far back right now to join this little party here.
No, I think he's there. He's there
And
now.
he is there, but he's not in the party. He's about 5, 10, 6
I think
runs away.
that's probably where I'd want to be though, because in case any fireworks pop off here.
Yellow flag. Who's that? Is that Mosquito? Is that Sydney? I don't know who that is. Might be. Smith looking for the best exit out of the chicane. Smith wanting the best exit, but he's had a spin.
Smith has. Yep. That will not go on the career highlights reel.
Unfortunate for Smith there. He was doing so well. And yeah, mind you, Rahul has a penalty. Mind you, Rahul has a penalty.
3 seconds, I think.
So Smith is tentatively still in P6. But let's see what happens here.
It's a hell of a recovery, I must have.
What about 7? 7 was really close to Smith. Has he taken this time to cool his tires down a little bit, regain some battery, and come back for a penultimate and final lap charge on those ahead of him?
Maybe an option's come very deep into that hairpin there.
Yeah,
Shrivats is in control. So Shrivats is in control right now. It's a matter of, wow, that's a big lockup. I wonder who that is. That's 7, is that? Domithor with a 10. Oh my word, he's retired. I think he could have seen the race out. There's not too many laps to the finish here, so.
I don't think. I think he realized he wasn't going to score points. So.
Well, why not just finish the race? You've done 25 laps of 27. You can do another 2, surely. Unless there's another reason, I think it makes sense to finish the race. Because Mosquitoes left the session as well.
I'm very
it's last lap.
Only now does he fall into a high 32.
It is the last lap for our race leader and for P2. Nuption, he's gonna be too far away. Oh, what's happened? That was scary. That was scary.
That was actually.
That was Domithor's retired car, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I was scared.
Not close enough at turn 1.
Scared for a moment there. Yellow flag.
In this battle, the entire lap, that's the retired car coming back on track. I will take this battle, so when we have to switch to the leader on stream, I will still be following this.
Yes, alright. I think let's just do that for now. It's been a great battle. It's been a great race all throughout. So many fun battles, but I think, yeah, in the end, 7 just doesn't have the tire grip on him to.
Just goes to show how good of a race the top 2 have driven. It's 11 seconds. There was a safety car.
And Mosquito is in the pit lane for some reason, as Sid Venkatesh does get the fastest lap. I wonder why Mosquito
goes very wide. As Basil almost runs into the gravel trap again.
Shrivats has navigated through Spoon. He is approaching the end of Sector 2. This has been a phenomenal display of driving skill from him, and he's only just over a 10 his personal best in Sector 2. That has been a phenomenal display by Shrivats there. He will round up the final chicane, and when he crosses the last corner, it is gonna be the race win. Well, we'll come back to that in a moment. Shrivats wins the race. Fantastic performance by him.
Yeah. No, he doesn't attempt to move.
Nope.
He's gone at the only chances to out traction. Falcon, he already had a moment here once. He chooses to play it safe, and that will be P3 for Falcon.
Basil is P5. Rahul is P6. Smith could not stay within 3 seconds. Smith will finish P7.
Those tires were cooked.
Abdul P8. Shrivats
somehow sneaks a P8. Shah gets points. P9.
Shah, he does have to navigate the last 2 corners. Yeah, he does have to navigate the last 2 corners.
People have sneaked the result here, I must say.
But above all else, Shrivats take a bow. That's fantastic pace.
All of that is somehow going to finish in 10.
He's going to score points.
Yeah.
Viper speed.
Didn't even get
Sid Venkatesh. He does. He has the fastest lap.
Oh, okay, so I must have missed it when all the yellow flags were happening.
Yeah, it happened the last lap. So nonetheless, Sid V does finish the race. And there you go. Shrivats. Amazing race pace. Amazing race management. Nuption just a little too far back. That's a nice design on the halo there for Sid Venkatesh. I quite like that. Um, but yeah, I think Noption is really the dark horse here in this race, a championship race.
I see Vifix as a threat when I go to sleep. Okay.
Alright, he's gonna take us through the order.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hit the loo.
My headphone is disconnected there. Shrivats, what a fantastic race by him there. From P4 on the grid to P1. An option from P5 to P2. Falcon, he drops back one position. 7 drops back 3. Basil gains 8 positions. Incredible drive by him there. Rahul in P6, that is where he started, but there's a lot more to the story of his race. Smith is P7, great race spin there for him. Abdul Samad P8, Shah in P9 scoring points, Viper Speed in P10 scoring a point. Sid Venkatesh gets the fastest lap in P11, he will not get a point. Deadly Mosquitoes P12, Damathos 13th, and Sonic Hawk did not finish the race. So,
Yeah, back in Bahrain, round one, I pointed out that F17 was making a mistake with braking and looking up. He claimed that that wasn't the problem, but I think it showed once again that it was a problem because we saw how many times he was locking off, and I think that was the reason he lost his tires. And locking off on this game makes your tires overheat a lot. So I think he just had
Perhaps he
that
was slightly
problem.
flustered as well because the most flustering mistakes are the ones you don't expect to make. So if a guy like if you get into a collision with someone, you have the chance to like at least see that you could have seen this one coming. But the way it just went off throttle there and then just almost spun, then you're gonna obviously have be in a sense of panic for the next few laps. So maybe he just pushed too hard in that sense after that.
Yeah, probably.
yes.
But in the last lap, he locked up and lost a lot of time to Falcon.
Yeah, I think at that point he just accepted taking the lockups was faster than whatever he was doing to avoid them because taking them was avoiding them clearly made him slower.
Yeah, probably.
As we have a Falcon with us, and I hope that is not licensed music that is playing. Let me just change that real quick while we wait for the other two to join. There you go. All right. So, firstly, congratulations everyone. Wow, that's a lot of disturbance on somebody's mic. Yeah. All right. I think it's better now. Yes. So congratulations, Shrivats, Nupshin, and Falcon. You are our top three. So I think let's start off with Falcon. Hey Falcon. Hello ma'am. It is P3 for you in the end. How was your race? Yes. But I think you're very happy with the P3, but there was this argy-bargy thing going on. So, how was the race in front of the field? So, how was the experience this race? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry for that. We don't see a lot of racing at the front of the field. We usually see all the Ajibaji reserved for the midfield. How was it racing with those at the front? Because there was a lot of, there was very close moments there up front. Well, yes. Anyhow, congratulations to you, Falcon. That's a good performance by you. Vifix, Noble, anything you all would like to ask him?
No.
I think he summarized it quite well.
Alright. Alright then. Congrats to you, Mayank. Well done. We now move on to an option.
Hello.
Hello, an option. Hello. Since that's P2, once again, unfortunately. But mind you, you are showcasing some fantastic pace, and I want to just point this out. You're a reserve, so I would personally like to ask you which car you would like me to show, and then I will point out something quite interesting.
Anything but the McLaren, so.
So, what would you like? Alpine?
Williams.
Okay.
Nah. Alpine is not love for me.
Okay. Okay, so going into this race, you were, let me just pull it up right now. So you were 7 points behind the leader. You're a reserve, you're not a full-time driver at this point in time.
Correct.
And I think once we have the points table concluded from this race, you will be in the championship lead despite being a reserve. You don't have a full-time.
3 magic words pending, of course. Pending shows inquiry.
Yes. Despite that option, great pace. I think you missed out right at the end there, but it looked like you had so much pace in reserve. Just how was it today? How was your race today?
Well, again, I've been qualifying. Like my pace was, I think, almost 1.5 seconds off from what I could have done. So yeah, I started from the back, and then I think there's like a six cars of the front runners all stuck together, and then one guy bended, another guy got disconnected, and yeah, I mean I had the pace, I feel, to challenge for the win, but then Srivatsa did an amazing job just managing that DRS. Every time I got within 1.1, 1.2 seconds of him, he'd pull another 5 tenths out on the straight. So I realized I was catching up to him a lot in the first sector, and then after the tight hairpin he would pull away quite a bit. So I was trying to close the gap, but he just had amazing pace today. So yeah, congrats to Srivatsa also. Amazing job.
Well, congrats are in order for you as well. Vifix expected you to finish in the top 2, and that's exactly where you finished. You would have wanted the other position of the top 2,
yeah.
but nonetheless.
Second place,
His R&D guy can't work miracles. I mean, he's already working a miracle. So.
But just to point it out, you have shown some impressive consistency. I think that it just keep this up. That's what I say. That's good. I gave a lot of commentators first, so that's what here for you. And yeah, just well done. Congratulations to you. Noble, anything you want to ask an option?
No, congratulations on T2. I don't know how annoying it must have been for you to gain 2-3 tenths in the first sector and then just lose it in the second. But
I think it's about the downforce levels, I think, for Ara.
Yeah.
Thanks to my R&D guy, I got that a bit wrong.
Congrats on you.
Thanks.
Really well done. Well done, option. We shall definitely have your day in the sun, but today that day belongs to Shrivats. Hello, Shrivats. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Shrivats, just before we start, is this your maiden win?
Yeah, it's my second season and first win.
I think that deserves more applause. Extremely well done, Shivas. After the disappointment of Baku, you really come alive here in Suzuka. That was some exceptional race management. Great pace
Yeah.
management. I don't know, just where did you get all that pace from?
No, I had. I mean, like some tracks I'm good, some tracks I'm bad. You know, when we go to Bahrain or Austria, I'm gonna be like really horrible. Japan and everybody has so strong and weak tracks, and Japan is one of my stronger tracks. And my quali lap was actually horrible. I could have been easily P2, maybe not P1. I don't think I could have challenged F1's time, but I think during the race, people are like, I think Falcon mentioned, like, people just binned it. I had the same pace as F17 as Falcon, but I just saw people spin right in front of me. Both of them just gave way to me easily. I think it was just pace wise, I think me, Nubshan were like exactly same pace over a lap time down to the millimeter. I think for 10-15 laps, we were hovering between 1 to 1.5 seconds. I think we both didn't make any mistakes. I think that was the difference.
Indeed, but you somehow, anytime the gap came down to say 1.2, 1.1 seconds between yourself and option, you pulled out a gap 1.5, 1.6, 1.8. It was just how were you able to do that?
I mean, we actually had very similar pace. I don't think I could have done that if somebody was quicker. I think I was watching the gap. I know he was watching the gap as well. First sector he was quick. I got exceptional traction out of the hairpin somehow. I don't know how, but out of the hairpin I could just floor it. I don't even have traction control. So I would just floor it and it would go, I would gain easily 2 to 3 tens on that straight, and then down the back straight I would just dump the battery. I didn't want him in my DRS because that's just like, that's game over. He'll just sit behind me. So the main difference was the hairpin. I could just floor it out of the hairpin and I saw that within a couple of laps and I just used it. I didn't, mess about or take any risks, and I just managed it, I guess, somehow. So the hairpin basically saved my race.
Well, you can be very proud of it. Your maiden win is always something very special.
Yeah, and I have to also hats off to Nubshan for keeping me honest. It was intense. I was like sweating over the entire second stage. It was like 1.1, 1.2, 1. He didn't give me even like a single lap's breathing space. So kudos to him for keeping up the pressure constantly. Not a single lap. I think he lifted off. So thanks for making it very well. When you fight for a win, it's so much more better. So thanks to Nubshan for making that.
A well deserved win, man. Well deserved.
Well, that's camaraderie we love to see. And thanks to the both of you for keeping the race interesting right till the end. It was stellar from the both of you. Well done. Really well done to the both of you. Congrats, Shivats. And thanks, Nubshan, for all the entertainment. Vivix, Noble, anything you would like to ask Shivats?
No, just congrats on their first. Everyone remembers their first.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you everyone, and see you next week.
Yes, everybody remembers their first win. For some people, unfortunately, it remains to be their only win. But nonetheless, we will proceed forth from that. And thank you everyone for tuning in. We shall see you in the next race, which I'm not really sure which one it is.
Singapore.
It's the land of many interesting things there.
It's Austria next week.
Oh, it's Austria. Noble.
Oh, my bad.
Noble
I
loves.
mean, that Austria is itself the birthplace of very interesting people.
Yes, and a lot of iconic moments from this league racing server. But we shall wait for Austria. We shall have a look at what happens there in the hills of Spielberg. Until then, it is goodbye from the only figure of 8 circuit on the calendar. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to all those who took part today. Congratulations once again to our top 3, Falcon, Noption and Shivats. Thank you, Vifix and Noble. We shall see you next week at Austria. Until then, thank you. Take care.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Everyone watched the last episode of the Grand Tour, by the way, and on that bombshell.
Thank you. Take care. Good night and bye bye.